Saturday morning, and it's time for the Experts Program here on Power Talk Radio. So let's say good morning to Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group. Hi, Luis.
Good morning, Mark. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. Hey, let's jump into our topic for this weekend, and that's all about Amazon. They're now moving into the medical area, not just distributing medical items to customers, but they're going to spend $3.9 billion to buy a company called One Medical. First off, what is One Medical, and why is this a big deal?
Well, One Medical is a primary care service. It's membership based. It's like think of it as health insurance.
Okay.
They in a dozen U.S. markets, and they have over 8,000 companies that offer One Medical health benefits to their employees. So it's something that competes at some level with the traditional health insurance. It's more boutique. They provide all of the services rather than health insurance letting you find your own doctor. They provide all the services. Think of it more like a Kaiser than anything else. Amazon is trying to continue its explosive growth. It's been growing pretty dramatically over the last few years. But one of the things that it can't do is really acquire companies within its own industry. It's so large that they know, their leadership knows that if they went after, let's say, another tech company of some sort, that would raise all sorts of, flags in terms of competition and all those sorts of things. So rather than expand within the industry, they're going out and doing things like buying One Medical. After they bought Whole Foods a few years ago for $13 billion. And they bought other companies to expand their reach beyond just the Amazon marketplace. And like pointed out, Amazon's already in healthcare. They have a pharmacy that you can subscribe to, as well as they provide medical devices that you can buy. But this is really going to take them right into the heart of providing healthcare.
Now, it looks like not everybody thinks this is a good idea. There's a woman named Sasha Haworth, who is the executive director of the Tech Oversight Project Advocacy Group, and she told CNN Business that she thought that Amazon having backdoor access to people's private healthcare data is a terrifying thought and calls into focus how desperately Congress needs to pass antitrust reform to prevent tech giants from abusing their monopoly power. Boy, there's a lot to unpack there.
Well, that is the biggest concern, is that all of a sudden, Amazon will have access to patient information, even though those records are to some extent supposed to be sealed and, the HIPAA rules prevent them from knowing the details. There's nothing that prevents them from knowing, the demographic information of the people that are the part of that One Medical family. So they can start using those mailing lists, at a very basic level to just solicit business, solicit those folks, sending them marketing ads. Some people fear that they'll have insight into certain medical conditions that those patients have. So they'll be much more targeted and sending them information about their diabetes, say, because they know they have diabetes, rather than guessing. And so a lot of the red flags that are being raised have to do with a concern that, despite the fact that Amazon has said publicly that no, we're not going to push to that. We know, just based on the Whole Foods merger, that's one of the things that they did was they extended the Amazon brand into Whole Foods. You can use Amazon Prime at Whole Foods and for delivery and things like that. So we know that it's not going to be a hands-free operation. And the question is, to what degree are they going to exploit the information that they gain when they purchase One Medical?
Right. But then at the same time, if you want to play devil's advocate or just look at it from the other standpoint, is Amazon is pretty good at reducing cost for things. They're kind of like a Walmart. Maybe they look at this as, we can bring this type of boutique or concierge healthcare to our customer base. It'll be good business for us. We'll make money off of it. They'll save, right? Those people,
yep.
maybe they're using some other healthcare provider. Maybe they've got Blue Cross, Blue Shield, or United Healthcare or something like that. And maybe this is a way of competing and bringing down the prices, because if there's one area of our economy that lacks transparency, it's what healthcare costs. I mean, before you have a procedure, how difficult is it to find out exactly what is the cost of this going to be right to the penny? And it seems that nobody can ever tell you that. So from a standpoint of trying to be a good consumer and shepherd and husband your dollars correctly, it's really difficult to do the kind of budgeting that we all want to do when it comes to healthcare, because so much of it is just like, well, you got to wait till you get the bill to find out what you've been charged. What other business operates that way?
Exactly. And I agree with you. I think that Amazon's going to bring a lot of its knowledge and its skills in automation and streamlining operations and making things more efficient to the table in healthcare. And that's only going to improve the quality of the services delivered, hopefully lower the cost, and maybe get some of the other healthcare providers off their tushies to start being more competitive and do some more innovation.
There you go. Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us today here on Power Talk Radio. Online, it's alvareztg.com, at AlvarezTG. That's the Twitter handle. And Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-TEAM. That's 866-784-8326.
And Luis, let's look ahead to Monday on the program. What are we talking about?
Yeah, we're going to talk about how the consumer
finance
policy.
What is CFPB, the Consumer Financial Policy Board, I think?
Yeah, they are supposed to protect the interests of consumers, and they're going after those pay sites like Zelle and Venmo to make them a little bit safer for us to use.
All right. We'll look forward to that Monday morning. It all starts in the 8 o'clock hour here on Power Talk. Thank you, Luis. Have a great weekend.
You too, my friend. Take care.